So it's 5:52 p.m. Today is Friday, August 28th, 2020. It's been 6 years since I quit smoking. It is my anniversary date of quit smoking. And yeah, I'm happier I quit smoking. First of all, this is not going to be a lecture, so don't feel like it's a lecture or anything to people who smoke. This is just from my personal experience. If I could go back and I could listen to people who said, don't smoke, if I could go back and kick myself in the ass, I would. I smoked off and on throughout most of my life. I think the longest time that I smoked was about 8 years, consecutively, I think. Something like that. Even though I'm a bit younger, the damage from smoking that has occurred is irreversible. Okay? And even though I'm younger and I didn't smoke, for a long time like a lot of people did, I smoked off and on throughout my life. The damage that's been done has been done, and it's irreversible. So, 6 years ago I quit. Okay, and first of all, quitting smoking is a hard thing to do, especially when you do it cold turkey. I tried all different ways to quit. I tried 12 times to quit smoking. And finally on the 12th time, it took. And it may sound stupid, but it's not stupid to me. One day I sat down and I had a heart-to-heart talk with God, and I says, you know what, God? I says, I don't want to smoke no more. I said, it's not good for you. It costs way too much nowadays. I can remember back when cigarettes were $3 and some cents a pack, and towards the end of the time I quit smoking, I was paying anywhere from $7 to $11 for a pack, depending on what you smoked. I smoked all kinds of different cigarettes. And I smoked cigars too. I liked my Swisher Sweet cigars. I was the type of person though that I used to inhale the cigars. A lot of people say, don't inhale, you'll get sick, this and that. Didn't affect me at that point. I used to inhale my cigars. And as for cigarettes, started with Newports. I went to Camels. I smoked Pall Mall for a while. I tried Marlboros, Marlboro Reds, or whatever the heck they call them. I tried Lucky Strikes. Lucky Strikes were the most expensive. For a little dinky pack of shorties like that, it was like $11 for a pack. I tried that American Spirit, which is the Native American Indian cigarettes. That's supposed to be 100% pure tobacco. I tried a lot of different cigarettes that I smoked throughout the years. And here's the thing, okay, there is more than 5,000 chemicals in cigarettes. Everything from gunpowder to rocket fuel to arsenic, which is rat poisoning. There's over 5,000 chemicals in there. And not to mention, sometimes that when you smoke cigarettes and it smells like shit, that's because a lot of times that in the fields where they grow this, the people who pick this stuff, they don't have no place to go to the bathroom, so they wipe their ass with the leaves when they gotta take a shit. So sometimes that's why your cigarettes smell like shit, because you are smoking shit. But like I said, I got to the point where I didn't want to smoke no more. And I sat down, I had a heart-to-heart with God, and I told him, I said, you know what, I don't want to smoke no more. It costs too much money, it's not good for you, it tastes like ass. And besides, when it comes to a relationship too, who wants to kiss somebody that tastes like a cigarette? Been there, done that, both being a smoker and being a non-smoker. But I will say that the damaging effects, I'm 36 years old right now. For another month and 2 weeks or so. The damage that gets done is irreversible, okay? I actually, right here on the inside of my throat, right here, I burned a hole in the inside of the lining from all the cigarettes I smoked over the years. And I was a chain smoker. By the time I quit smoking, I was up to about 3 packs a day. Sometimes 3 packs a day. So I'm going to tell you right now, this is my advice. And I'm not going to lecture you, but I'm going to come out and be blunt, okay? Whatever way you have to find to quit smoking, whether you sit down and you have a heart-to-heart with God, or you try the patches, or you try something, I would advise you to quit smoking. And if you don't smoke, don't start, okay? Because, like I said, the damaging effects that happens are irreversible. I burned a hole inside my lining on the inside of my throat, which is like a pocket, okay? You know how when you got a pants pocket, stuff gets accumulated down in there? Well, that's the same thing that happens on the inside of your throat, okay? I burned a hole inside the lining, and every day I wake up and I'm like, you know, like that, trying to get that shit out of my throat because it gets stuck down in that little hole. Or I have smoker's cough, and I'm like, you know, like that. Okay? I'm 36 years old. Okay? Think about the people who've been smoking a lot longer than I have. Okay? It doesn't take long to end up with damage to your body from smoking. Okay? Like I said, it's irreversible. Once it's done, it can't be undone. So my advice is, if you smoke, you might want to think about quitting. If you don't smoke, don't start. I started when I was younger. I thought I was Billy Badass. I thought I was Mr. Cool. You know, I look good. I'll admit it. I look good in a leather jacket with a cigarette hanging out of my mouth, you know. But if I could go back and kick myself in the ass, I would. Because it's not worth the damage that you end up with, okay? So like I said, for me, what worked was I sat down, I had a heart-to-heart with God, and I told him, I says, you know what, God? I says, I'm going to quit. This is the date I'm going to quit on. I need your help, and I would appreciate it if you'd help me, you know. You got to find something to live for. That's what it is. And on that day, which was August 28th, 2014, that was the day I quit. I had my last cigarette. It was a pack of Newports. I had 3/4 of a pack in there because I only had a couple cigarettes out that day. I had 3/4 of a pack. I had my last cigarette. I said, you know what? I'm done. I crushed the pack. There's 3/4 of a pack left. I crushed the pack. I threw it in the garbage. I've never looked back since. You know? Same thing with cigars. I am completely tobacco free. You know, I don't smoke cigars no more. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke tobacco at all. And that's just that's my choice. Okay. One thing I'll say is, for those of you who remember the old, I can't remember if it was the Marlboro Man or the Camel Man, but he used to have those old cowboy boots, and he'd say I think it was the Camel Man. He'd say something along, "I'd walk 1,000,000 miles for a camel." And then later on, when he was dying, and it showed him old and showed holes in his boots, and he'd say something, you know, something along the lines, "I would walk 1,000,000 miles just to go back if I could never have smoked." And that's what it is, okay? Like I said, for all you young kids out there who think you know better, I was in your shoes at one time. I thought the same thing. Thought I knew better than everybody else. But you know what? I was wrong, and you're wrong. Like I said, if you don't smoke, don't start, because it's not worth it. You know, not just the effects that you end up with. You know, you can end up with cancer, you can end up with emphysema, you can end up with COPD, you can end up with asthma and chronic lung conditions. And just a word of advice for you, if you end up with asthma and you have ideas of going into the military will not take you if you have asthma. At least they're not supposed to. Some recruiters are dirty and will cover it up, but rightfully, I would say about 70% of military recruiters and doctors will not take you if you have asthma or chronic lung conditions. So if you have a dream of going into the military, don't start smoking. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say on that. And, you know, I'm glad I quit. I wish I never would have started smoking. Good luck to you. God bless you. And I'll talk to you later.